Welcome back to 13C, everyone. As you can tell, range project is about a third done at this point, and one of the complications that I've come up with is what to do about target stands in the interim. I can't put anything fixated in the ground right now as things are still getting delivered, getting formed into position. So in order to use this range, I need mobile target stands, and that's something we're going to walk you through here today. There are a number of different mobile target stands that are out there already, some things you can use as far as impromptu, and things you can make at home. This little target stand right here is something nice rattle canned. It's an old campaign sign. It's a great idea to recycle these signs after the election is over. Most of them after the election, they're one-time use deals. You know, people who volunteer to pick them up, you could volunteer to pick them up for free rather than throw them away in the landfill, something like that. Take them home. They come with their own stands, easily portable. I like to spray paint the front of mine just so I don't see all this weird stuff on there, and put a target on it. This one from Easy to See Targets are really great and easy to see. Just tape it on there and you're good to go. Shooting steel targets, there are a number of different mobile target stands. This is probably one of my favorite. It utilizes a 2x4 which keeps it light. This is from shootsteel.com. And right now, I believe shootsteel.com is still offering 13C subscribers a 10% discount with code 13C. So that's something you might want to check out. These guys are great. But when you're shooting paper targets, especially if you want them at a height taller than this, you need something else. So today I'm going to show you how to make your own mobile homemade target stand for about 15 bucks. As I had mentioned earlier, the range is about a third done. What I didn't mention is I'm already having cost overrun issues. Trucking, as it turns out, is not cheap, and we've started, there's two seasons in this area, winter and construction, as far as road conditions. So we're into construction season, which slows down a lot of things and can limit access for some of those triaxle dump trucks coming out this way. So in order to solve my target stand issue at an economical price, came up with this. Basically, we're going to use some really inexpensive wood and some PVC pipe and fittings to make this stand. What you're going to need, at least what I'm using anyway, is some 1x2 inch furring strips. I believe they're called furring strips anyway. These are really inexpensive pieces of wood, 97 cents for an 8-foot section. Per target stand, you're going to need 2 of those. And then this, which is a 1x3 furring strip, and this one's already pre-cut, that I've already cut. And you'll need 1.5 of those per target stand. I think these come in at about $1.17 for a 8-foot section. So again, the wood portion of this is by far going to be the least expensive part of your project. Then you're going to need what's going to work out to be probably about $10 worth of PVC. You'll need 2 tees and 4 of these 90-degree bends, as well as some 1.5 inch PVC tubing. These are also 1.5 inch, by the way. So when you get to the hardware store, realize that your 1.5 is going to be very loose inside this tee. But you're not going to put this inside the tee. You're actually going to put it inside this PVC pipe. What I'm going to do is cut probably somewhere around 1.5 feet of this and put that in the tee going up, and use that to support the legs of this stand to help keep it more sturdy. So as you notice, this wood, it does move a little bit. It's not the sturdiest. Now once we secure those 4 corners with this 1x3 inch as our outline of our target, what's going to actually hold our main targets, then it'll be a lot sturdier, and with these legs as well. And then of course you're going to have sections of PVC that are going to come out of this tee into the 90 degrees, off to another 90, and all the way around to create a big oval of sorts as your target base. So let's get started on this, at least finish it up anyway. I'd strongly recommend wearing eye protection, even if I wouldn't necessarily using a pair of chairs to substitute for a good sawhorse. The name of the game here today for me is saving money and working with what I've got. And one of the things that I've got is a pair of folding chairs. So that's what I'm going to use. So as it turns out, these furring strips aren't just inexpensive, they're also cheap. They don't like these wood screws going through them without first being drilled with a pilot hole, as it turns out. Again, this is working with what I've got. So I'm going to drill this with a pilot hole in the grass. That way I go through, there's no worries. It's going straight into the grass. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not like it was on the concrete before. I think I'd mentioned working with what you've got. I have no idea if this is going to work on this or not, but I'm going to give it a try. So it did work. That is one ugly end. This would certainly not work if you were doing any pipe fitting type of work or plumbing, but considering we're using this for a target stand, it's close enough for government work. Again, this is certainly substandard cutting, but it'll work for our purposes. Next step here is very simple. It's just plug and play. Stick them together. Put them in. And that's it. You're good to go. And there it is. Target stand, under 15 bucks. Mobile, reusable. Like I said, you're talking about less than $5 worth of wood here. So this PVC is going to last a very long time. All you're looking at having to replace from time to time is the wood, under $5 each. You can't go wrong with this. As far as what to do with it, you can take a target and staple it directly to it if you'd like. Staple it directly to it. Some people like to back their targets with cardboard. I actually think that's a good idea. You could either staple the cardboard directly to this and then your target's into it. Use some clamps, put some cardboard on it, however you want to do it. In addition to that, use some chicken wire. This is actually a little different type of wire. And I'm going to use that to put down here a little bit lower to mount some of my other paper targets on for when I do some longer range rifle shooting and some other rifle shooting until my berm's high enough up. I'll be doing that, and you can string that across between. Again, you can staple that directly to it. This little clamp it to it, however you want to affix it to it. Some final thoughts here. This stand appears to be fairly stable the way it's configured. I assume you could probably fill this thing with water, and some of the water weight might help it keep from shifting. My plan is to actually, at least in the short term, if I've got some wind issues I need to worry about it blowing over, is actually just taking, I've got plenty of dirt out there as you saw, taking some grocery bags or Walmart bags, plastic bags, throw a couple shovelfuls of dirt in it, tie it off, throw one over each end of this, and that amount of weight should hold this in place given the footprint it takes up, I would think. Hopefully it will. You'll see those in future. You'll see this in future videos, so you'll see whether or not that works or not. The full specifications for this, as far as what length I cut things to, the fittings, the wood, type of wood and stuff like that, I'll post over on 13cgunreviews.com. That's kind of our hub, and it's probably easier to list those out there as opposed to trying to name them off the top of my head right now. I want to thank everybody for watching. The range is under construction, and I will bring you guys a full review, so please subscribe so that you'll see that when it comes up. I'll give you a full rundown of how I built the range, the ideas and concepts I came up with for building this range. Ultimately, this is going to be a pretty nice setup, I believe. So I'll post that up, and there'll probably be in the interim some other tips, and I can give you guys as well in videos sort of like this coming out as well. So stay tuned for those. If you have any questions, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/gunreviews, as well as on Instagram. We have a lot of fun over there, and you see some tidbits in the makings of this. Instagram.com, we're at 13C gun reviews. Thanks again for watching, and stay safe.